Since the creation of the organization, the NCAA has made billions and billions of dollars in revenue off the backs of student athletes. In recent memory, the NCAA has been confronted with backlash, forcing their hands to change the rules. One example of this criticism can be seen in an episode of South Park. Although very satirical and somewhat controversial, South Park accurately depicts how the NCAA is taking advantage of their student athletes. In my speech, I'm going to examine the current status of payment on college athletes and how South Park helped reinforce the views of society. In order to have a conversation about compensation of college athletes, it is important to acknowledge why the NCAA is reluctant to change their rules. The NCAA believes that if they were to pay players, it would cause corruption and injustice. Hypothetically, if players were allowed to be paid, someone with a lot of money can approach a player and pay him to blow off the game. This would cause corruption within Vegas and the increasingly legalized sports gambling scene. As far as injustice, would every player make the same amount of money? Would the star QB of the football team make the same amount as the right fielder on the women's softball team? According to Bleacher Report, anything else would be unfair and likely illegal. This directly relates to the initial point that costs would quickly add up. If they did not, it would result in uproar. Either way, the colleges would be in financial distress. The second reason that college athletes cannot make money is that it could potentially lead to an even larger gap between the large powerhouses like Alabama and smaller private schools. In their text, Martin and Nakayama reference a concept called power distance, which is defined as a cultural variability dimension that concerns the extent to which people accept an unequal distribution of power. If the NCAA allowed their players to be paid, there would be a power distance between the bigger and the smaller schools. Those schools with larger funds would more easily attract better athletes than those who can't afford to pay all of their athletes that are on scholarship. Recruiting would be almost impossible for smaller schools. Although the NCAA has been unwilling to change their rules, the backlash has come to a point where the NCAA has to admit defeat and has started to rework their guidelines. During this unprecedented time that we are currently living in, life has been very different. One culture that coronavirus has greatly impacted is the basketball culture. Cancellations of the NBA and NCAA seasons have heavily influenced the decision of players and their futures. According to Adrian Wojnarowski of ESPN, California high school star Jalen Green, the number one prospect in the 2020 ESPN 100, is making a leap to a reshaped NBA professional pathway program, a G League initiative that sources say will pay elite prospects $500,000 plus and provide a one-year development program outside of the minor league's traditional team structure. This shows a major change in the process of becoming a professional player. Other top high schools, such as Daisha Nix and Isaiah Todd, have also signed contracts with G League teams, per Kaplan. These players are decommitting from universities in order to make money that they could not have made because of the NCAA guidelines. With 3 of the top 10 recruits bypassing college, many players are sure to follow suit. This has led to the NCAA to take a stance on this issue. The NCAA's top governing body said Wednesday that it supports a proposal to allow college athletes to sign endorsement contracts and receive payment for other work, provided that the schools that they attend are not involved in any of the payment, per Murphy. With this news, the NCAA is hoping that they can try and stop these recruits from joining the G League, because without these star players, viewership could decline, leading to lower profits, as the NCAA sees the NBA as competition. Hopefully, this could also lead EA Sports to bringing back NCAA football, the greatest video game of all time. When the NCAA was still not allowing their players to receive compensation, South Park accurately depicted how the media and players view the NCAA. In this episode, Eric Cartman is trying to run his own basketball league without having to play any of his players. So, Cartman, dressed in Civil War garb, visits the president of the University of Colorado to negotiate the purchase of players as if they were laborers, Flanagan. This is a direct shot from the writers to the NCAA, comparing their operations to that of a slave trade and not treating their student athletes with human dignity. According to the Catholic social teaching, human dignity is something that cannot be taken away. Catholic social teaching states that each and every person has value, are worthy of great respect, and must be free from slavery, manipulation, and exploitation. The NCAA has been exploiting its players and earning billions and billions of dollars without compensation. Thanks to pushback from the national media and help from lawmakers, college athletes will be able to make money off of their name and brand. Thank you.